Have you ever wondered what happens when the sun goes down in downtown Ciudad Juárez? Most people know this border city for its industry, its international bridges, or the constant movement between Mexico and the United States. But there is another side of Juarez that many visitors never get to see. A side filled with music, with laughter, with tradition, and with people who simply come together to dance. Welcome to Downtown Ciudad Juárez, located in the northern Mexican state of Chihuahua, directly across the border from El Paso, Texas. This historic district has been the heart of the city for more than a century. It has witnessed revolutions, economic booms, difficult times, and an incredible cultural transformation. Yet every weekend, something remarkable happens. As the afternoon fades and the temperatures become more comfortable, the streets begin to change. The sound of traffic slowly gives way to music. Portable speakers appear. Musicians tune their instruments. People begin gathering around small open spaces. And before you even realize it, a dance floor appears where, just minutes earlier, people were simply walking by. No invitations, no expensive tickets, no reservations, just music and whoever feels like dancing. That is one of the beautiful things about local culture in Ciudad Juárez. Nobody asks where you come from. Nobody cares how old you are. Nobody checks if you're wearing expensive clothes. If you can smile, you already belong. And that's something increasingly rare in today's world. Many cities are becoming quieter. People spend more time looking at their phones than looking at each other. But here, people still make eye contact. They laugh together. They dance together. Sometimes complete strangers become dance partners for a single song. And somehow, that feels perfectly normal. Now, don't imagine a perfectly choreographed dance competition. This isn't television. This is real life. Some dancers move with incredible elegance, as if they've been practicing for decades. Others, well, let's just say enthusiasm is doing most of the work. You might see someone confidently stepping into the rhythm, only to discover that their feet have started performing a completely different dance. But that's part of the charm. Nobody is there to judge. If someone misses a step, they simply laugh and keep going. And honestly, life could use a little more of that attitude. Music is the language that brings everyone together. Traditional Mexican rhythms mix with cumbia, norteño, huapango, rancheras, and even modern songs depending on the evening. Every melody changes the atmosphere. One moment couples are moving slowly across the pavement. The next, everyone is clapping along to a faster rhythm. It's impossible to stand nearby without tapping your foot. Even people who swear they don't dance somehow end up moving to the beat. Science still hasn't fully explained this phenomenon. Apparently, after hearing enough live music, the human body simply ignores whatever promises it made earlier. I'll just watch. 5 minutes later, they're already dancing. Downtown Juarez has always been a meeting place. For generations, families have gathered here to shop, eat, celebrate, and spend time together. The dancing is simply another chapter in that tradition. It turns ordinary public spaces into places where memories are created. Children watch their parents dance. Grandparents smile as familiar songs begin to play. Young couples learn their first dance steps together. Tourists stop to record videos. And local vendors quietly continue selling snacks while enjoying the music themselves. Everything happens naturally. Nothing feels staged. Nothing feels forced. That's what makes it authentic. The dancing doesn't exist for tourists. Tourists are simply lucky enough to witness it. And perhaps that's the greatest strength of Ciudad Juarez's local culture. It isn't something locked inside a museum. It isn't hidden behind glass displays. It lives on the streets. It breathes through music. It survives because ordinary people continue choosing joy over routine. But dancing is only part of the story, because behind every song, there are people, families, friendships, stories that explain why these gatherings continue year after year. And once you understand those stories, you'll realize that Downtown Ciudad Juárez is about much more than dancing. It's about community. And that's exactly where our journey continues next. If you spend enough time watching the dancers in Downtown Ciudad Juárez, you'll notice something surprising. Nobody seems to be in a hurry. In a city known for busy streets, border crossings, factories, and constant movement, these few hours feel completely different. Time slows down. People stop checking the clock. The only thing that matters is the next song, and maybe finding someone willing to dance. One of the most beautiful parts of these gatherings is the incredible variety of people. Young adults dance next to retirees. Couples who have been married for decades share the same dance floor with friends who just met a few minutes ago. Visitors stand beside lifelong residents. For a little while, everyone becomes part of the same rhythm. It's a reminder that music has a strange power. It can erase differences without anyone even noticing. No introductions, no formal invitations, just a smile, a simple gesture, and suddenly two strangers are dancing together like they've known each other for years. Now, let's be honest, not everyone arrives with professional dance skills. Some people move so smoothly, they look like they're floating across the pavement. Others look like they're negotiating with gravity. You can almost hear their feet having an argument. The music says left, the feet heard right, and somehow it still works, because nobody comes here expecting perfection. They come to have fun. That's what makes these street dances so refreshing. There are no judges, no trophies, no pressure, just people enjoying themselves. In today's world, that's becoming increasingly valuable. Many social activities now happen behind screens. People watch videos instead of making memories. They send emojis instead of laughing together. But here, the experience is real. You hear real music. You see real smiles. You hear conversations between songs. Children running around. Friends greeting each other. Street vendors calling out their specialties. The entire atmosphere feels alive. Speaking of vendors, no evening downtown will be complete without food. As music fills the streets, the aroma of local snacks begins floating through the air. Roasted corn, fresh fruit, traditional Mexican treats. Cold drinks helping everyone survive the warm Chihuahua evenings. Because dancing is wonderful, but dancing while hungry? That's a completely different challenge. Some dancers finish one song, immediately head toward a food stand, refuel, and somehow return with even more energy. Scientists might call it carbohydrates. Locals simply call it dinner. And yes, the music somehow sounds even better after a good snack. Another thing visitors quickly notice is how welcoming people are. Many travelers arrive expecting to simply observe. Instead, they often receive an unexpected invitation. Dance with us. Those 3 words can completely change someone's experience. At first, many visitors hesitate. I don't know the steps. I've never danced this style. What if I make mistakes? The answer usually comes with a smile. Don't worry. And they mean it, because here, dancing isn't about showing off. It's about sharing the moment. Sometimes the best memories come from laughing at your own mistakes. In fact, if nobody misses a step during the evening, people might start wondering if they're actually having enough fun. The atmosphere encourages participation, not perfection. That spirit reflects something much larger about Ciudad Juárez itself. Despite being one of the busiest border cities in North America, Juarez has a strong sense of community. People work hard, life moves fast, but they still make time to celebrate everyday moments. And perhaps that's the secret behind these gatherings. They remind everyone that happiness doesn't always require expensive entertainment. Sometimes all you need is music, an open space, and people willing to enjoy the evening together. As darkness settles over downtown Juarez, colorful lights begin reflecting off the historic buildings. The music continues. More people arrive. The crowd grows larger, and the energy becomes even stronger. For anyone watching from the sidewalk, it's impossible not to smile, because what you're seeing isn't simply dancing. You're witnessing local culture in its purest form, a tradition kept alive not by institutions, but by ordinary people who continue showing up week after week. And the night is still just getting started, because after sunset, Downtown Ciudad Juárez reveals another side of its personality, one filled with unforgettable moments, unexpected friendships, and stories that can only happen on an open-air dance floor.